All right, I think we're live. Awesome. Welcome back, gentlemen, to the Bitcoin market update. I want to just go over Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin dominance is at 68.72. Now, you can use dominance. This is a daily chart. You can use dominance to say, hey, look, Bitcoin's rolling over. It's showing real weakness in the market as compared to maybe some other coins or projects. The others dominance is other coins, and not Bitcoin. That's trending up. So, your altcoins are doing pretty good right now. So as I look into Bitcoin, BTC USD, this is on the 1 day chart for Coinbase. How are we looking today? Let's check it out. Now, we know that Bitcoin is trending down, right? And it has been for a while. On my last video, I talked about how the real moment for me was when we broke down out of this Kumo cloud and then we failed to live above it and got major rejection. This was real bad for me. And I figured at that point we'd be in for a bit of a haul on the downtrend. Now, only as of late did I put on this triangle, the big yellow triangle, as you see in front of you. Did I put this big yellow triangle in to basically say, hey, look, this is our potential bottom down here, because we did ride along the bottom of this triangle, creating a nice area of support, and we hit resistance, and now I think we're coming back down to test support. Now, that's the big picture look at Bitcoin, and I like to look at big picture things like the daily, because the daily is, well, I like to swing trade. I think it's easier to do. We did get a nice update today, and you are going to hear guys talk about how great this is that we're now headed to 14K. I'm not buying that yet. There's no way I could be a full bull in this situation until, well, we'd have to get above the Kumo cloud first, right? And as of right now, we're in the Kumo cloud on the daily and below the 200-day moving average. So there's no there's not real bullishness here, in my opinion. Now, we're even below the 9 at this point. Now, the 9, I know, well, if you've been following me, you know how I feel about the 9. The 9 is the holy grail of my trading. I do a lot of trading versus the 9. We got breakdown here on the 9 on this day, on the 7th of November. And when we broke below that and lived below that, and we closed below that, it spiked down the very next day. Now, today we did get a nice push to the upside, and we wicked up high, but we closed below the 9. So this is still very bearish to me. Now, this candle just got started, so it could take a while to do whatever it wants. But really, what really matters are the closes, in my opinion. So if I click on this is a line chart showing only closes. You can kind of see how we're doing right now. We closed below the 9. We've been below the 9 ever since this. Now, this one we don't want to even look at until tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So we'll see how that plays out. We did get some lift here, which is wreaking havoc on my 3, but that's okay. 3-day moving averages switch in and out all the time. What we want to do is capture the trend. And to capture the trend, you basically want to it's very simple. You want to know what the trend is. Are you either above or below the Kumo cloud? Right now we're right inside of it, but the trend has been to be below the Kumo cloud. This is a nice little, we needed a rebound. We needed to catch up on some Fibonacci numbers that we had left behind in the dust. Now, this right here was telling me, this whole area was telling me, let's bring in the real candles here. this whole area was telling me just how bearish we really wanted to go. So we're going to fulfill our destiny, in my opinion, to come down here to possibly the mid 5,000s or mid 4,000s before really bouncing. And that might be the last time that you can get Bitcoin cheap. I'm advising to stay in cash. This is not financial advice. This is me advising myself to stay in cash, because I like green days. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love this, right? But I didn't make much money on that. I really caught the tail end of it, and then I got out immediately. There a lot of sideways action for, couple, maybe a week or two that I didn't monopolize on, and I should have. So this has been a real stagnant time for me. We did hit my target, my number one target, that I thought we'd at least bounce up to 955, and target achieved. We even got a close in that range, which was really great. So man, that was spot on. But now this is fallout. We're rolling over. This is fallout from our bounce, and now the bulls, the Bitcoin bulls, those that are perma bulls, those that are hodlers, are always going to be hoping that we push higher without looking at the reality of it long term. So this is what my opinion is. Look at this, how price action punched up here and could not really get a close above the Kumo cloud. We had 1 day, 2 days, we got a close above the Kumo cloud, but it just struggled. It just couldn't really do it. And we see a lot of days like this on the daily where we have closes above the Kumo cloud in a downtrend. For example, we had that going back to the last big pump. Okay, let's squish it down here. This is the daily chart. We did get above the Kumo cloud for maybe about a week right here before we actually fell through, and we continued our trend down. We did later, maybe how far away was that? That was from May to June, July. So 2 months later, we did push out again above the Kumo cloud for another week, and then it quickly went back down below it. We got a close above it right here. Looks like on the 4th of September 2018, and then immediately got rejection. So each time that we got bullish above the Kumo cloud, we got less and less of a return out of the amount of time, and the higher we went out of the Kumo cloud. So this is showing you your trend with your Kumo cloud right here, how we basically live below it. And then over here, the transition where we started living above it. So the trend is easy to follow. Don't go against the trend. It'll wreck you. And we're basically going up. We're heading up this way. Now, we were heading up this way. It's all very bullish. We had some, pullbacks. And I was still hoping and wanting to be bullish, even all the way up here. Okay, so all of this was, still kind of wondering, what is this market doing? And then it started to become more clear to me after this pullback here. So we'll see how this is. This is not screaming bull territory for me. We got to actually live above the Kumo cloud for that to be bullish. Let's see what else I wanted to show you guys. Let's go into the weekly. This is the weekly chart. If we were to go higher, let's get rid of those. If we were to go higher on the weekly chart, it would mean that we're coming up to back test this 20-day moving average right here, the red one. So we could wick up to this one, maybe not even this week, but maybe the following week. Not sure. I think at some point we're going to have to retest that before we go lower, back down to the 50 week moving average, and then eventually lean on that for a little bit before we get breakdown. Now the weekly Kumo cloud, I believe, is going to be penetrated right through here, this thin part. It's going to take some time, but I believe that's where we're going to fall through, and then it'll be bearish once again on the weekly chart. But it's okay. The bearishness on this, if it goes real bad down to the 200 week moving average, we will look for an opportunity to buy down here where we can push up higher. Because I believe once that, let's go to the daily. I believe once this gigantic triangle is fulfilled, we will punch to the upside right here. Okay, so maybe August, summer. I've been thinking that summer 2020, we could actually see some real movement. Late summer, yeah, probably late summer. If it doesn't happen then, it could happen in Christmas, December over here of 2020, where we would trade sideways on the bottom bouncing and then spike out of here and really go for it. Okay, that's it for today, guys. God bless you. I will talk to you later. See you in the group. I'm out.